Hey y'all. Okay, in this part of the fence, we're just going to talk about and throw up some of the pickets. And Scooterette there is handing them to me one at a time. And all I'm doing is putting them about a little more than a 1/16 of an inch. The easiest way to say it's probably about the width of a 16 penny nail. And just letting it flop. And she's going to keep feeding. Now all I'm doing is putting one screw, in this case in the top right. I'll just go along. Now we're keeping them just slightly off the ground. Obviously you don't want them sitting right on the ground. And if you don't have a helper, you can just bring them up a bundle at a time. What we did is we brought up a bunch of them in the trailer behind the lawn tractor. But if you're alone, you can bring out bundles, and once you've done a few sections, you get an idea where to stage them. But the truth of the matter is it's easier to have somebody hand them to you, because as you're bonking on the fence and moving the fence, if you got them leaning up against the fence, they're just going to fall over on you. Now on the last one, of that, there's 5 or 6 of them there. We'll take the level, and wait, we're real close to as it is. Get that one nice and perpendicular to the ground. Not too worried about it being in relation to the rest of the parts of the fence, because the simple truth is, when you're done on the outside, you want it to look like it grew out of the ground. And now I'm just going to go along and mess around with them to make them look pretty good. And go along and put 2 screws in each one. Now you got to have a little bit of a gap. These particular pickets were a Craigslist score. I think I paid about, I don't know, about 25 cents a piece for them. And yeah, there's a crooked one or two, but I certainly wouldn't call them seconds. This was just a fence builder. I think it was his son. Found out he could get these things dirt cheap and make a few bucks on Craigslist reselling them. Bottom line, they're a whole lot cheaper than any of the big box stores. So we picked up 2 pallets full of these. Should be enough for the entire frontage, I should say. The street frontage on the Toadstead, and they're 6 foot tall, in case you haven't figured that out. Now normally there'd be 2 screws top and bottom, but because I'm running a little low on screws today, I only had 1 box. I'm just putting 1 in the middle. I'll come back, or one of the scooters will come back and put the rest of the screws in when we get time. We want to get this up because the pickets are quite frankly in the way. When we had these things delivered, we put them in a spot that we didn't think would matter at the time, but now it's been several months since we took delivery and they're in the way. So we just want to get them hung. Now someone's going to ask, why are you using screws and not nails and a pneumatic gun? Well, a couple of reasons. First of all, I don't want to carry the compressor, the generator, and all that stuff in the trailer all over to Toadstead. But the biggest reason is if something ever goes wrong, something breaks, tree falls, some idiot hits it with a car, whatever, it'll be easy to repair. The whole thing is all put together with deck screws. So there you go. Here's one section of pickets, and it is nice and level. Off we go.